All right, welcome back to Friday Crypto. We're going to look at total crypto market cap today. Keep it brief for you. Look at key things on several different charts. We're going to start at the weekly and go even higher than that. So looking at the weekly on the total crypto, this is everything in crypto combined. So we're looking at the 200-week SMA right here. We've bounced off of it. Historically, we've been below it a couple times, but very briefly. The pandemic right here back in 2020, and then also briefly at the end of the bear market in 2018. In the past, several years, that's it. You can go back a little bit farther and catch it back in 2015 as well. But between recent history, we're right at certain times. Whether we go below it a little bit more is maybe irrelevant in the bigger picture, but I know the day-to-day can get rough. So let's look at even bigger picture, the monthly. Look at moving averages on the monthly. Now we have the 50-month moving average in the green here, and we're below that. Have we been below that before? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go back and look again, right? The 2018 bear market, we hit right on it and it held it as support for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in a row before lifting off, right? Came back down and tapped it again in the pandemic again, right? The pandemic is the last time we've touched it, right? Let's zoom in for you right there, and we ended up closing above it. We just wicked down below it by not a whole lot, looking about 27%. So maybe not a whole lot to some people, maybe a shit ton to other people. So let's look out at the bigger picture, even bigger. How about we go to the 3-month? Who cares? The 3-month on the 21 EMA, right? So we've hit that a couple times. Right back in 2019, we wicked off of it. January 2020, we bounced off of it, right? These are 3-month candles, so that January was actually March, right? So these, you can see how that works, right? These are 3-month candles. But look where we are now. We're right at the 21 again. So we've never closed below this line. Are we going to do it this time, right? There's first time for everything. But we're interesting to note that that's where we are. And we have 14 days and 6 hours until this candle closes. Will we do another bounce off of that, or will we end up closing below it? So around 850 billion market cap is what we want to be holding. Let's zoom out one step further and go to the 6-month. Now we're getting into some rare territory. The 8-month EMA, or the 8 EMA, I should say, on the 6-month. So we're looking at basically the 48-month, if that math correlates for you. We've bounced down to it, right on it. We closed right on this at the bear market, right? The July 2018. We closed up here on the next 6-month candle, then closed right back on it again in 2019. We have never closed below the 8 EMA on the 6-month chart, and we are in danger of doing that now because why? We only have 14 days until that candle closes as well, right? We're ending the month, we're ending the quarter, right? A lot of big things happening over the next 14 days and 6 hours for crypto, at least. So we'll want to hold that, and that exact number is 914 billion as of today. So that'll roughly stay the same. So we want to be watching that. Now, if you go out any further, you're looking at annual candles, right? These are 12 months each. Not that we have a whole lot of moving averages to look at, but there's your 8-year moving average. That's correct, right? The 8 EMA on the 12-month would be 8 years. So the 8-year moving average is for all of crypto is 576 billion. But are we going to hit it? Are we going to bounce off of it? Who knows? But just looking at this picture in general, it's a little bit more, easy looking. Right? Put on log scale, right? Just consolidation to start off with. You really need to look at this on a little bit bigger time frame. You can do that with Bitcoin on the BLX, right? And then you see just a move up and then consolidation, move up, consolidation. And then maybe our next move up starts, within the next year or so. So we will see how that progresses, but maybe you haven't seen any of these things like that before. I do want to show you one other thing. The weekly RSI is the most oversold it has been since 2014, right? Where we started tracking this, 2014. Right, you got an oversold there, barely oversold there, right, and that led to that oversold there, and then look how low we are now. The lowest we've been since 2014. 8 years. We're tracking 8 years now. So does that mean we bounce and do something like this? I would say probably not likely, right? Bitcoin's never been in, crypto's never been in a recession. So we don't know how that's going to act, but note right back here in 2014 where we hit it, oversold, went up for a couple weeks and then back down, a month or two later, right? And made it even lower low. So maybe something like this, right? Nobody knows. But I would say if you had to pick this scenario or that scenario, I'd say you'd probably look more something like that, right? Now, in the meantime, the next, several days to several weeks, it would seem that we need to bounce somewhere, right? Unlikely that we're going to just stay down here, right? Historically, that doesn't really work out that way. As you can see, going back 8 years, when you get this low or lower, right, lowest of the lows, we're probably going to need some kind of a bounce. Whether or not that goes up to here and then back down, right, who knows? But just letting you know in case you didn't. There you go. One more chart. Wanted to show you just if you're still here. The DXY today, right? Oh, there's the yearly. Look at the DXY on the yearly. Potentially, right? We haven't closed this for another 6 months, but you can see this 104.5 level. We're going to get to that in just a second. Look at this, could potentially be the highest yearly closing candle since all the way back in 2001, right? That's the last green bull candle for the DXY. Look at that. So pretty crazy there. Now let's go look at the weekly and zoom in a bit, right? And now we got some stories to tell. So let's first of all talk about how we got here, right? Look at today. Look at today on the DXY. So maybe this will help crypto get a little bit of a deep breath relief rally. Maybe. We would obviously need to close this, take out this low, right? Otherwise it's just a momentum builder, right? You got a high, a low, a higher high, potentially higher low, right? Until you take out that low, this is just building momentum. So this could kick off again. And the next level, as you saw in the yearly, is it's way up to 120. So if it does that, crypto's not going anywhere. But if this is a reversal point, you got to start somewhere. Go to the weekly, right? We want to be closing underneath this. We do not want to continuously print weekly higher highs. But so far, it looked like we were going to a couple days ago. And then we got this little bit of a downwards pressure here. So we will need to close below this, and maybe crypto can get a little bit of a breathing room. But more importantly, on the bigger scale, we have to take out this low. So that closed at 101. We need to close under 101 for the DXY, and then some much better things could happen in crypto. So hopefully that helped you today. Let's get to the quote of the day. Many a trip continues long after movement and time and space have ceased. That's deep. Think about that. All right. Card of the day. Should be obvious. So if you didn't know, if you're new here and you're still somehow miraculously watching this far, all my money is on Celsius, and I basically have $0 now. You might say, why did you do that, Jace? Why would you leave it all in there? Well, I was living off of that. I was living off the interest. They pay you a lot of interest, especially with the amount I had on there. I was paying everything and then some with just my interest. I was losing nothing. Most of it is stable coins, right? It's not like I'm just holding coins all the way down. No, it's if stable coins, whatever, I can't. It's almost like I'm in that meme fire, right? This is fine. Let's look at it. This one. We all know it. Yeah, this is what I'm feeling like the past several days. So it's all just, I'm in a haze. Just staring out into space most of the time. Yeah, that's all that money could be gone, right? It's in Celsius fine print that if they go out of business, they have the right to just take all your shit. So that's where we are. This is fine.